Hello and welcome to ZipTied. This is my tube chassis Porsche 914. 4 years ago, my car got totaled, and since then, I've been working from the ground up to build the best race car I possibly can. And last episode, we sent it out to get powder coated. This episode, we're getting it back, and we're getting it all the way back to its own four wheels. There are 194 days till this car has to leave for SEMA, and things are getting tight. So, let's get into it. With the chassis off at powder coat, I can use the time to finish small projects I put off, just like the header. The 6-speed transmission is way wider than the original transmission in the car, and such, the header rubs against it. To gain some clearance, I'm starting where everyone would, grinding the transmission. With the transmission and wastegate tube clearanced, there is now a paper's worth of gap. While probably okay, it would make the transmission extra hot, so I'm cutting the header now. While I got the welder out, I might as well replace the wastegate tube as well. It was hitting the transmission before, but I'm going to direct it away. Before you comment, I am not worried about flow here. It'll be fine. The 6-speed is still set up for all-wheel drive, so I'm converting it to two-wheel drive. This is done with a billet block-off plate, some shaft stuff, and absolutely no directions, so all of the following is just a guess. I started by knocking out the shift fork and splitting open the case. I'm not sure how you're supposed to actually remove the center diff, but cutting this wire off did it nicely. Here is where they separate the men from the boys. The shaft going to the front differential is too long to fit in the cover, so I think it gets cut shorter. Some aluminum foil is good for protecting everything inside while I cut off an internal transmission part with a grinder. After a quick cleanup job with some brake clean, it's time to throw these shaft pieces on with loads of Loctite. Then it's just some gray silicone to put the block-off plate on, and it's good to go. I did spring for some stub axles to convert it to a female CV joint. I like these a lot because I do not want to remake my custom axles. While everything is apart, I'm going to take the time to powder coat the front suspension components and hide the ugly cast aluminum look. With most of the little things out of the way, it's finally time to address the body. The rear quarter was cut too short to mount the fender to. A quick template gets transferred to metal and it gets burned in. The biggest job to do on the body is to create a flange to bolt the windshield to. The original frame was cut out because it was too deep for the Lexan and it wasn't wide enough to bolt to. Some cardboard templates shaped to the windshield frame are made up and cut out of sheet metal. I did so much of this episode, I promise you do not want to thumb wrestle me. A Sharpie run along the edge of an adjustable square is what I use to make perfect width pieces. I make them 3/4 inch wide to give it enough real estate to bolt to.
Yeah.
I use the same adjustable square technique to make a mark just over a 1/4 inch deep all the way around the frame to correlate with the thickness of the Lexan I'm going to use, plus a little for not getting it exactly right. Then it's just down to a ton of welding to get these in. Silicone bronze rod or even MIG wire will make this way easier. While I was at it, I also made flanges for the side windows for that extra aerodynamic efficiency.
All right, and like that, I got a call from the powder coater. It said the chassis is ready, so I'm now on my way with an enclosed trailer this time to pick it up and keep it nice. So here we go. We got her loaded up fast, but boy, this thing is beautiful. I love it in all black. It's amazing. I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's done. I haven't thought of anything that it needs that I didn't put on it. So, with that said, let's get her home.
They absolutely knocked the powder coat job out of the park. There's perfect coverage everywhere, including inside the fuel tank box. So let's keep that standard up and install some shiny parts on this thing. And I'm starting with building some panels for the door bars. I'm making them out of black painted aluminum to match the car. The best way I've found to make panels is a little hard to explain, but I make marks on the center lines of the bars with tape and Sharpie lines beyond where the tube intersections are. I'll then rough cut a template and I'll make marks wherever the lines meet the template. I'll then either take the template to a shear or connect the lines with a ruler and cut it out with scissors. If that made any sense, it basically guarantees perfect templates every time. While I was at it, I also made a template for a cover for the knee box area. With all the templates made up, I can then transfer them to aluminum. They may look beat, but it's just a protective cover on the outside. In fact, after it comes off, the color becomes way deeper and way better. Before installing anything like this, I'll always make sure I deburr it, and if it's black like this, I'll run a Sharpie along the outside. It helps to kind of hide the shiny aluminum a good bit, just makes it a little bit more professional to look at. The panels then get taped on and I transfer the holes on the chassis to the pieces. A drill covered with masking tape helps save the paint from scratches. I truly believe taking the coating off of aluminum is one of the most satisfying things in this world. Drilling the holes for the knee panel was kind of like playing Russian roulette because I never really knew if I was going to drill straight into my hand. Before I can bolt down the knee panel for good, I have to make a hole for the tow hook. I don't know if there's a good way of doing this, but drilling a ton of holes along a scribe mark and then filing it down does work. The hole for the tow hook turned out perfect. In the future though, I may add a bezel to pretty it up a little bit. Also, usually I'd show off the rest of the panels here too, but you're gonna have to wait till the end to see them because they turned out really good. The brake lines are the first real part that needs to be installed. Thankfully, I did a good job making these and they fit right back up. Once these are in, I can throw in the brake pedals and the reservoir too. While I'm working on driver controls, I can finally make the panels for the center stack, and for the very first time, I'm using carbon. The process is much the same as aluminum, except for it makes you way itchier. If peeling the film off aluminum is satisfying, then peeling the film off of carbon is even better. At least when it comes off nice. With the upper piece finished, I'm moving on to the bottom, and that is just way more simple because almost nothing bolts to it. The suspension bits are back from powder coat, so it's time to get the car on the ground. I went with silver for kind of a subtle contrast. The knuckles even got new wheel bearings, which was surprisingly easy. For now, I'm putting on the ugly, dirty control arms because I intend to make these myself, or if I run out of time, buy some that are already made. I'll also throw fresh brakes on this one day, but not today. I didn't get the rear coated yet because it still needs a little bit of work, but I need it on the car to do it.
Looks mean as hell on the front.
Yeah, it does.
The motor is getting installed for the extra brownie points. I don't want it coming back out again, so I'm installing the new ACT clutch and flywheel. The flywheel is the lightest one I could buy, and the clutch is a 6-puck stage 2 design for way more torque than I'm going to be able to make. The new flywheel weighs only 9.8 pounds, which is way less than the old one that weighs 25.5. This is great because it allows the motor to rev faster and shift better while also dropping 15 pounds off the back of the car. The downside though is it's way harder to take off from a stop, and if you're going to be drag racing, you're going to be slower off the hit. Words can't describe how much I hate my engine hoist. It rolls like absolute garbage and has no leveling abilities whatsoever, but the job did get done eventually. With the motor in, the last thing to do is bolt on the wing and call it an episode.
This is the most proud of any single object I've ever made in my entire life. It is so pretty. The paneling and the all black on this car just sells it for me. Right after getting the motor in, I kind of looked at it with all the wheels and everything on the ground, and it was just like my vision is coming true. And it feels so good because for so long I've just been like sad that this thing is rusty and kind of ugly, but it's actually cool and pretty. It's like the stuff that you see online, and I did it, and I freaking love it. Next time, I don't exactly know. Either I finish the body, or I make it run, or I do both. I don't know. But what I do know is you will see it next time on ZipTied, and this thing will be even cooler than it is now. So, I'm so excited. God dang it.